Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this lecture, I am solving problem 3-26 from the book Thermodynamics and Engineering Approach by CENGEL 7th edition. So, the problem is a table is given to us and required us to complete the table for H2O water. So, in first column of the table, temperature is given in degree centigrade at some font, and in some blank font it is required. Similarly, pressure in second column, in third column enthalpy, in fourth column dryness fraction, and in fifth column phase description. So uh, in this uh, in this table we will have to complete the table for water. So we will use steam table for this table. So in start there are five rows, so we will start from the first row. So at the first row the pressure is given to us as 200 kilopascal and dryness fraction is given to us as 0.7. Pressure is equal to 200 kilopascal and dryness fraction is equal to 0.7. So per row 1, per row 1 pressure is equal to 200 kilopascal and dryness fraction is equal to 0.7. First we will find the region. So the region is wet, saturated, liquid, vapor. This is this region because dryness fraction is given to us, and we know that this is saturated, this line is saturated liquid line. This is saturated liquid line, and this line is saturated vapor line. And we know that on saturated liquid line x is equal to 0, dryness fraction is equal to 0. It means that there is no dryness. And on saturated, this is saturated vapor line. On saturated vapor line, dryness fraction is equal to 1. So and we are given that dryness fraction is equal to 0.7 between 0 and 1. It means that initially uh, at this point is in saturated liquid vapor region. So as x is equal to 0.7, so per row 1, so the the region is saturated liquid vapor region. Saturated liquid vapor region. It means that mixture of liquid and vapor. So now pressure is given to us in dryness fraction. So pressure is 200 kilopascal and at 200 kilopascal, and this is in wet region, this is saturated region. It means that pressure at this region is saturated pressure and temperature in this region is saturated temperature. So from saturated steam table at pressure is equal to 200 kilopascal, इस पे आप saturation temperature जो हमारा temperature with us is saturation temperature, and find HF and Hg for H for enthalpy. So check saturated steam table here. This is saturated water steam table. This is pressure and this is 200 kilopascal. At 200 kilopascal, saturated temperature is 120.23 and HF is equal to 504.68 and Hg is equal to 2076.63. These are the values at 200 kilopascal. Temperature is equal to 120.23 degrees centigrade, HF is equal to 504.68 and Hg is equal to 2706.3. So temperature is 120.23 degrees centigrade HF is equal to 504.68 kilojoule per kg and Hg is equal to 2706.63 kilojoule per kilogram. So H is equal to formula in wet region or in saturated region. H is equal to HF plus X Hg minus HF. So H is equal to HF is 504.68 kilojoule per kilogram. X is 0.7 dryness fraction. Hg is 2706.63 minus HF is 504.68 kilojoule per kg. So this is simple calculation. Subtract these two, multiply by 0.7 and add 504.68. So finally H will be equal to 2046.045 kilojoule per kg. This is the final solution. So now fill row 1. In row 1, temperature is 120.23 degrees centigrade. Enthalpy H is equal to 2046.045 kilojoule per kg, and phase is saturated mixture. Saturated mixture of liquid plus vapor. In wet region, this is the mixture of liquid plus vapor. Now in row 2, temperature is given to us as 140 degrees centigrade and enthalpy is given to us as 1800 kilojoule per kg. For row 2, now we are solving it for row 2. For row 2, temperature is given to us as 140 degrees centigrade and enthalpy is 1800 kilojoule. First we check here enthalpy on saturated liquid line, enthalpy is HF, in a saturated liquid line vapor line, enthalpy is Hg, and we are given H enthalpy. So first we check whether enthalpy is in complete compressed liquid region, this is compressed liquid region, on unsaturated liquid line, or in saturated liquid vapor region, or in saturated vapor line, or in superheated vapor region. First we check. So for that we are finding HF and Hg. So from saturated steam table, at temperature is equal to 140 degrees centigrade, HF, find HF and Hg. So go to the saturated steam table, and here this is temperature saturated water table. This is temperature 140 degrees centigrade. At 140 degrees centigrade, this is HF 589.11 and this is Hg 2733.87. So at temperature is equal to 140 degrees centigrade, HF is equal to 589.11 kilojoule per kg, and Hg is 2733.83 kilojoule per kg. So and H is given to us as 1800. 1800 is between HF and Hg. It means that H is greater than HF and less than Hg. As H is equal to given to us as 1800 kilojoule per kg is greater than HF and less than the value of Hg. So the liquid or the water is in saturated mixture of liquid plus vapor, liquid plus vapor, this region, in wet region, this region, saturated. So we will use saturated table to find H and pressure. So from saturated steam table 8 temperature is given to us 140. 8 temperature is equal to 140 degrees centigrade. T is equal to Ts, which is from the table. At 140 degrees centigrade, saturation pressure is 361.3 kilopascal. 361.3 kilopascal. And for H, formula for H in mixed region is H is equal to HF plus X Hg minus HF. So H is equal to HF is 589.11 kilojoule per kg plus there is first we will find X. First we will find X. Here we will find X. H is given to us. H is given to us is 18. X is unknown. 1800 kilojoule per kg plus X is unknown. We have to find dryness fraction in this problem, in this case. And Hg is 2733.83. 2733.83 minus 589.11 kilojoule per kg. So rearrange this equation. X is equal to 1800 minus 589.11 kilojoule per kg divided by 2733.83 minus 589.11 kilojoule per kg. This will be cancelled with this. So X will be equal to in this case 0.564. So row number 2 has been completed. So now fill row number 2. So here in row number 2, saturation pressure is equal to 361.3 kilopascal. X is equal to 0.564. And this is same, saturated mixture, liquid plus vapor. Now in row number 3, pressure is given to us is 950 and dryness fraction is 0. For row number 3, pressure is given to us is 950 kilopascal and dryness fraction is equal to 0. It means that in here X is equal to 0, saturated liquid line, X is equal to 0. So it means that H is equal to HF. X is equal to 0 and saturated liquid line, X is equal to 0 and H is equal to HF. As we know that on saturated liquid line, X is equal to 0. So H is equal to HF. We have to find HF and temperature, and temperature is equal to saturation temperature. So from saturated steam table 8, pressure is equal to 950 kilopascal. Pressure is equal to 950 kilopascal. H is equal to HF is equal to, and T is equal to Ts. So go to saturated steam table and check This is saturated water pressure table, and this is pressure 950 kilopascal. At this, saturation temperature is 177.69 and HF is equal to 753. HF is equal to 753 kilojoule per kilogram, and temperature is equal to 177.69 degrees centigrade. 177.69 degrees centigrade. So row number 3 is completed in the table, and row number 3 temperature is 177.69, enthalpy is equal to HF is equal to 753 kilojoule per kg, and this is on saturated liquid line. Page description is saturated liquid. Now in row 2, temperature and pressure are given to us. For row 4, for row number 4, temperature is given to us 80 degrees centigrade and pressure is given to us as 500 kilopascal. First we check that at 500 kilopascal this temperature is saturated temperature or superheated temperature. So from saturated steam table, at pressure is equal to 500 kilopascal. So table is available here. At pressure is equal to 500. This is 500 kilopascal. At 500 kilopascal, temperature, saturation temperature is 151.86. 151.86 degrees centigrade. It means that temperature in this region is 151, but the temperature given to us is 80 means that less than 151. So this is in compressed liquid region. Temperature given to us is less than saturated temperature, so the liquid is in compressed liquid region. So as temperature given to us is equal to 80 degrees centigrade is less than Ts, so the water is in compressed liquid region. So we will use compressed steam table for finding enthalpy. So from compressed liquid water table, at pressure is equal to 500 kilopascal and temperature is equal to 80 degrees centigrade. Find enthalpy H. So go to compressed, this is compressed liquid water table. Here pressure is 500 kilopascal, this temperature is 80, so 80 degrees centigrade. So at 80 degrees centigrade, and 500 kilopascal, enthalpy is 335.24. This is 335.24. So enthalpy is 335.24 kilojoule per kg. Now write this in the table. So row 4 is completed. So here enthalpy is 335.24. There is no concept of X because X is in the saturated mixture of liquid and vapor, dryness fraction, and the Page description is compressed liquid region. Compressed liquid region. Now, for fifth row, pressure is given to us as enthalpy is given to us. For row 5, for row number 5, for row number 5, pressure is given to us as 800 kilopascal and enthalpy is given to us as 3162.2 kilojoule per kg. So first we check whether they is in subcooled region or in wet region or in superheated region. So from saturated steam table, at pressure is equal to 800 kilopascal, HF, find HF and find Hg. So go to 800 kilopascal in saturated steam table. So this is pressure and this is 800 kilopascal, and here HF is equal to 721.10 and Hg is equal to 2769.13. So here HF is at 800 kilopascal, HF is equal to 721.1 kilojoule per kg and Hg is equal to 2769.13 kilojoule per kg, and H is given to us as 800, and between HF and Hg is HF, H is greater than, so this is H is given to us as 3162, more than Hg, as H is equal to 3162.2 kilojoule per kg is greater than the value of Hg. So the water is in superheated region. Superheated region. This is the PT diagram. This is the PT diagram. TV diagram. In TV diagram, this here H is here on saturated vapor line, and the value of H which is given to us is more than Hg. It means that it is in saturated vapor region. So we will use the superheated steam table. So from superheated steam table to find, so from superheated steam table at to find temperature at pressure is equal to 800 kilopascal and pressure is equal to 800 kilopascal and enthalpy is equal to 3162.2 kilojoule per kg. Find temperature. So go to this table, superheated steam table. So in this table, this is 800 kilopascal and superheated. This superheated table. This is superheated vapor table. Pressure is 800 kilopascal and enthalpy. Exact value of enthalpy is not available here. This is the value of H. 3056.43 and 3161.68 is available. But we know that 3161.68 is more close to, therefore no need of interpolation. 3168.68 is more close to our value 3162. So at 800 kilopascal and enthalpy 3161, the temperature is 350 degrees. This is temperature. Superheated temperature is 350 degrees centigrade. So this is more close, so no need of interpolation. So temperature at 800 kilopascal and 3162 kilojoule per kg, temperature is 350 degrees centigrade. So This is the end of the problem. Here temperature is 350, no concept of X, and region is superheated vapor region. So this is the end of the problem. Table is now completed, and please like and subscribe my YouTube channel and share with your friends. Thank you.